All right, the next question. How much would have to be deposited today into an investment fund paying 10.4%? Okay, so that's my rate. Compounded annually, that's my M, to have $112,000 to have. That means that this is my summative amount in 3 years' time. So my time is 3. So what we're actually looking for in this is our P. And some of the key words is today and deposited. Okay, so for this, we're going to be looking at our discounted value. So P equals, and we're going to go ahead and do the one with the negative exponent this time, S 1 plus, now remember our I is the rate divided by the M. So our rate is 10.4%, and we're dividing that by our M, and in this case our M is 1. And all of this is raised to the N. Okay, the N is T times M, or 3 times 1. So the N is 3. Negative 3, because in this case the N goes negative when you're looking for P. So if we were to look at this, our S was how much? We should have put this in right at the beginning. $112,000. So 1,000 times 1 plus, make it into a fraction, 10.4% over 1 raised to the negative 3. And we get an initial amount needs to be deposited of $83,235.92 dirhams. Dollars. Because we're looking at dollars in this equation. So this is an example from page 460. This is going to be one of your homework problems. Now let's look at one other homework problem that involves N, M, I, T, all of those great things. To kind of help make it easier to see. Okay, so this is page 461, and this is a chart. When you see the term monthly, how many months are in a year? There are 12 months. There are 4 quarters. There is 1 time per year for annually, 12 times per year for monthly, 4 times per year for quarterly, and semi-annually would be twice per year. Okay, so to find out our I, so R divided by M gives us our I. So let's go ahead and get out our calculator. If we do 7.5% divided by 12, we get 1 over 160. Hitting SD gives us a really strange number. Now remember, this negative 3 means that you move the decimal over 3 spots. So we're going to leave it as a fraction. 6.25% divided by 4 gives us 1 over 64. 5% divided by 1 gives us 1 over 20, gives us 5%. 4.5% divided by 12 gives us 3 over 800. 5.25% divided by 4 gives us 21 over 1600. And 8% divided by 2 gives us 1 over 25. So now we need to look at our N. Now our N is our at time in years. So this is our time, but remember we need to make it into years, multiplied by our M. So 6 years we don't have to do anything. 5 years we don't have to do anything. But 45 months in the calculator we would put 45 divided by 12 because of the months. 12 years, don't do anything. 24 months, 24 divided by 12. Now 5 years and 3 months we would just put as 5 and 3 over 12. And 60 months we put as 60 over 12. So let's multiply our M by our time to get our N. So our M is 12 times 5. So 12 times 5 gives me 60. Okay? 4 times, we make it a fraction, 45 over 12 gives us 15. 1 times 12 is 12. Okay? 12 times 24 over 12 gives us 24. Okay? 4 times, and we're going to make it a mixed number, so shift fraction, 5 3/12 equals 21, and 2 times 60 over 12 gives us 10. So this is how you fill out the chart on page 461. The next questions we're going to look at are some more selected questions. So this one is, given the principal, the rate of interest per year, compounding period, and the term, find the accumulated value and the compound interest for each of the questions. So they're looking for S, and then when we get S, we have to subtract S and P to get our I. So S equals, and to find compound interest, we're going to be using the formula here. So S equals our principal of 8157 multiplied by 1 plus, and this will be our rate, 25%, over quarterly. Quarterly means our M is 4 for 6 years. So our time is 6. And in order to figure out our N, we need to multiply M and T. So 4 times 6 is 24. So we get that our S, if we put everything in the calculator, 8157, open parentheses, 1 plus our fraction, 25% over 4, raised to the 24th power. Excuse me, put too many parentheses there. And we get that our S is 34948.21 dirhams. Now, in order to find the I, we need to take the S and subtract the P. So let's go ahead and do that. Our S, 34948.21, minus our P, which is 8157. And we get that our interest is 26,791.21 dirhams. Okay, so let's try the next one. 290 is our P, 10% is the R. Monthly, that means our M is going to be 12. And our T is 24 months, but instead of writing 24 months, we're going to put 24 divided by 12, because remember, our T always has to be in years. So S equals 9250 times 1 plus 10% divided by, and it's monthly, so 12, raised. Now here we need to do 12 times 24 over 12, so let's put that in the calculator first so that we can find the answer. 12 times fraction 24 over 12 gives me 24. So we're going to put this in the calculator to find what our S is. 9250, open parentheses, 1 plus fraction, 10% divided by 12, raised to the 24th power, gives me a final value of 11,288.62. So to find our interest, we need to subtract this from this. So 11,288.62 minus 9250 gives me an interest rate of, or sorry, not an interest rate, an interest amount of $2,038.62. So these are the two answers from page 461.